Okay, there. So to start, we are going to remind ourselves again on the definition of accounting coming from the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. It's a definition that has really been used several times. Yeah, used over and over again in so many of the accounting books, even by the ones authored by Winlow Balada. He has a lot of accounting books that really make use of this definition. It's that definition that says accounting is the art of recording, classifying, and summarizing in a significant manner, and in terms of money, transactions, and events which are in part at least of a financial character, and interpreting the results thereof. This definition of accounting guides those who practice the profession into the many processes as well as what should be recorded or what should be focused or emphasized by the time accounting is practiced, especially in an enterprise. Accounting can come in several branches. These branches are there to better serve the needs of different users with varying information needs. They may sometimes overlap, and some of them are even closely intertwined, meaning it's possible that one branch of accounting is also practiced in another branch, or that other branch of accounting capitalizes or maximizes the skills required in another branch of accounting. Okay, turning my video on. I hope it's still fine. To start, we have financial accounts. See, my internet connection is unstable. If I just turn it on. First, we have financial accounting, which is considered to be the broadest branch and is focused on the needs of external users. The users of accounting information that would come out to be our third lesson in this subject. As it is the one of, yeah, as financial accounting stands as the broadest of all of these branches, it is expected that financial accounting is, if not introduced, performed in the other areas or branches of accounting. This branch is primarily concerned with the recognition, measurement, and communication of economic events known as transactions. This involves financial statements. It is in the field of financial accounting where you have financial statements or financial reports such as the balance sheet, the income statement, the statement of cash flows. You also have the statement of changes in equity. You have a bank reconciliation statement. These financial reports are introduced, made, and communicated in the field of financial accounting. Also, a basic financial report would be the journal entries, the ledgers. They are introduced, then tackled, and in the practice performed under the branch of financial accounting. Financial accounting is concerned primarily with processing historical data. It meets the needs of external users, but it also provides information for internal users, especially by the time they try to do decision making, when they do the making of decisions. Management accounting or managerial accounting, another branch of accounting, and it emphasizes the preparation and analysis of accounting information within the organization. Its objective is to provide timely and relevant information for internal users. So if financial accounting is more useful to external users of accounting information, managerial accounting or management accounting is used more by those who are considered as internal users, such as managers and even employees, as they are going to need these accounting information in the process of decision making. Oftentimes, these are sensitive information and are not distributed to those outside the business. Managerial accounting involves financial analysis, budgeting, forecasting, cost analysis, evaluation of business decisions, and in some other similar areas. Another branch of accounting, we have government accounting. This involves the process of recording, analyzing, classifying, summarizing, communicating, and interpreting financial information about the government, reflecting transactions and other economic events involving the receipt, spending, transfer, usability, and disposition of assets and liabilities. It deals with how the funds of the government are recorded and reported. So the government accounting tends to be more specific in terms of the area or in terms of the field that performs accounting. Anything that pertains to how assets and liabilities have been disposed, used, transferred, and spent by the government are within the lens of government accounting. In fact, this deals with transactions, the record transactions which are which cover the inflow and outflow of funds of the government. Still, financial accounting can be practiced in the field of government accounting. When you do receipts, when you record receipts, expenditures, these are still in financial accounting. But if they are practiced in a government office or in a government agency, financial accounting now takes part on government accounting. So this is what we meant earlier when these branches overlapping or intertwining. Next to government accounting is auditing, to where there are two types. You have external auditing and internal auditing. External auditing refers to the examination of financial statements by an independent certified public accountant with the purpose of expressing an opinion as to fairness of presentation and compliance with the generally accepted accounting principles. So external auditing would require the hiring of an independent or external accountant to look into the financial mechanisms of a particular enterprise. The audit does not cover 100% of the accounting records, but the CPA reviews a selected sample of these records and issues an audit report. Internal auditing deals with determining the operational efficiency of the company regarding the protection of the company's assets, accuracy and reliability of the accounting data, and adherence to certain management policies. It evaluates the adequacy of a company's internal control structure by testing segregation of duties, policies and procedures, degrees of authorization, and other controls implemented by management. More or less, internal auditing has something to do with how the company's assets have been protected, have been managed in relation to the policies provided by the management. Tax accounting. This helps clients follow rules set by tax authorities. It includes tax planning and preparation of tax returns. It also involves determination of income tax and other taxes. So anything that pertains to tax advisory services, legal matters regarding tax, evaluation of consequences of tax decisions, all of these are under tax accounting. Cost accounting, accounting is actually one subject in the accountancy curriculum. Sometimes referred as a subset of management accounting, this refers to the recording, presentation, and analysis of manufacturing costs. Cost accounting is very useful in manufacturing business since they have the most complicated costing process. Cost accountants also analyze actual and standard costs to help managers determine future courses of action regarding the company's operations. Cost accounting will help the owner set the selling price of his products. Like for instance, if the cost accounting records show that the total cost to produce one can of sardines is 50, then the owner can set the selling price at 60. Cost accounting provides the concept of markup prices, where A base price of production will have to be marked up to arrive at the price of uh, to arrive at the selling price. So there needs to be a consideration of how much has been spent in order to produce a particular product in relation to how much it will be sold. To determine the actual cost of selling versus the actual cost of production, you have cost accounting for that. In relation to services provided, the same thing is actually applicable. You have to consider how much has been spent in order to establish that service providing business, and then you have to arrive at a particular cost by which the service is provided. Accounting education, another branch of accounting, which is where the academe is practiced. Accounting education is that branch of accounting which deals with developing future accountants by creating relevant accounting curriculum. So the formulation of an accounting curriculum or the presence of a BSA course in so many schools, the Bachelor of Science in Accountancy course, is a product of accounting education. Accounting professionals become faculty members of educational institutions. Actually, when an accountant passes the board exam or the board exam for for certified public accountants, the person gets to have an option by which he or she could practice his or her skill in accountancy. The person may become a consultancy, where so many firms, accountancy firms, have been established for that purpose. It's also possible that that accountant works in a bank. It's also possible where that accountant practices the profession in the field of the academe. So that accountant has passed the board exam, but did not practice a consultancy profession or did not work inside a bank. Rather, the person has chosen to share to his or her students the practice of accountancy and has told these same students how it works, with the hope that students soon become accountants themselves, in a way to prepare them for a board exam, CPA board exam that the students will soon take. will soon take. So that's more or less a passing on of one's learning to students in the field of accountancy. Accounting educators contribute to the development of the profession through their effective teaching. This is where they teach what they have been taught back when they were in school, or they introduce to the students the new things the new considered generally accepted accounting principles in the field of accountancy. The trend today of accounting in an IT environment was not existent before because there wasn't there were no teachers yet. There were no accounting professionals yet who had enough background knowledge to teach that subject. But now, since so many accountants have gotten their inclination to use the modern technology and have incorporated it in the field of accounting, the subject, again, that subject of accounting in an IT environment has come into place. Publications of research as well. These publications can also be done by accounting educators. In fact, we have the name of one accountant. His name is I'm not sure if he'd be able to hear this video. His name is Michael Cañares. No, by the nickname Miko. Sir Miko Cañares is a professor in a university in the city. He's a professor at teaching an accounting educator who at the same time is also a researcher. He has contributed a lot in the field of research, accounting research, which is also another branch of accounting. He has also contributed he has made a lot of articles when it comes to the field of accounting. And his name has been cited for so many research works in the school, in that university, and even in international publications. Aside from contributing to the development of the profession through their teaching and through publications, there are also other educators who had influenced students to pursue careers in accounting. There are others who have placed themselves as good models as accountants, that others tend to imbibe in them the spirit of being an accountant. So they also try to practice or to become good in that course. Accounting teachers share their knowledge on accounting so that students are informed of the importance of accounting and its use in our daily lives. I could recall of one. The name is Ma'am Marisol Ocon, now Ma'am Marisol Perocho. She's actually my teacher in accounting too, and that's in partnership and corporation. At the time that she taught the subject to us, she was also acting as a consultant. Yeah, I think she was also a consultant in one, because she has worked in a consultancy firm while teaching at the same time. So there was a good sharing coming from her when it comes to her consultancy experiences, because while teaching, she has also practiced her being an accountant, a consultant to particular groups of people. So she has managed to really concretize to the students what accounting means in the real world, how it becomes to be so useful in the real world. Lastly, we have accounting research, the last branch of accounting, which is accounting research. Accounting research focuses on the search for new knowledge on the effects of economic events and on the process of summarizing, analyzing, verifying, and reporting standardized financial information, and on the effects of reported information on economic events. Academic accounting research accounting research allows researchers to choose a subject area and a methodology on which to focus their efforts. The subject matter of accounting research may include information systems, auditing, assurance, corporate governance, financials, managerial, and tax or taxation. It plays an important part in the formation of new knowledge in the field of accounting. In fact, when people do, there's a term for that, feasibility studies, when people do feasibility studies, they are actually doing accounting research in that manner, especially that they're trying to contribute a very significant knowledge, and that is on whether a particular business works well in a given locality and at a certain point in time, or to see whether such a service or product comes to be very beneficial or necessary, again, in a particular locality at a given point in time. Feasibility studies come out to be very good examples of accounting researches. Academic accounting research addresses all aspects using the scientific method, as it is a research process, as it involves the research process. The accounting research helps standard-setting bodies around the world to develop new standards that will also address recent issues or trend in global business. So other than trying to see what they can contribute just to make a business better, what they can say or what it can help, what it can provide users to make their products or services better, accounting research also tries to evaluate or determine or evaluate what issues or trends in global business could be addressed such that the local business can also do its best or can also consider the international standards, because if one just ignores or brushes them off, that business cannot expect to have a bigger market or a more saleable market. So there is still a need for accounting research. No matter how small the business may be, there is still a need for accounting research to be done. It might be costly for some, especially if it's just a very small scale business. I mean, you can't really expect expect a small rolling store to pay for a professional accounting researcher, but it's not such a bad idea to really look into what accounting research can provide. I mean, for you to know what global trends there are, accounting research there answers the question, and knowing these global trends would guide you on how you can better provide your product or your services. And like what I said, where would one know this? Where would one get these answers? From accounting research. Nathan, Nicole, do we have any questions? Nathan, yes, Nathan.
In concern ka ng accounting education, sir, as a fresh graduate in graduating as a in Bachelor of Accountancy, sir, do you need to experience the skill of, is it better to experience the skill of as an accountant, sir, before being an educator? Like, you teach students of being as an educator?
So I think, allow me to
Hello,
rephrase your
sir?
question. Allow me to rephrase your question, Nathan, ha? I think your question is, upon finishing a Bachelor of Science, or sorry, an accountancy, upon finishing an accountancy course, will it be better to, sorry, upon finishing an accountancy course, which one is better? To practice it right away or to still have an experience of accounting in a particular
Yes, sir. Yes.
in particular
Yeah.
firms, perhaps?
Mm. Yes, sir. That's my question.
What is commonly practiced is, upon finishing a 4-year course in accountancy, not there aren't so many, there aren't so many, or if not, there's really none. There's no university or academic institution that would allow you to teach accounting unless you become a certified public accountant, a licensed certified public accountant. That means that after finishing the course, you'll have to study and take the board exams. After taking the board exams, there are universities, academic institutions, colleges that would allow you to teach the subject, to teach an accountancy course. However, there may be some who would require still a background experience before you get to teach the subject or the course. I'm not sure that, but perhaps it's on the preference of the school. But if I were to say something about it, I think it's really better that you've had an experience or a number of years of experience before you get the chance to teach the accountancy course. I hope that answers your question, Nathan.
Yes, sir.
Take for instance HNU. Let me use HNU as an example. The name of Leomar Virador, I can't think of the name of Leomar Virador. Leomar Virador, after Leomar, right after Leomar passed the board exams, I think he was hired right away by HNU to teach an accountancy subject. One reason there is Leomar Virador has established his name in the College of Business and Accountancy. He was the governor of the College of Business and Accountancy back in his college years, and he has also exhibited good leadership skills back in college. Having passed the board exam, he has proven his being a dean's lister back in college, and yeah, passing a board exam must probably show that you are for that field. And right up until now, he is still employed in the same university. Not to mention that he is affiliated with with organizations outside of the school to where he has also practiced his being an accountant.
Mm, okay.
Any other thing that you'd like to ask? What about Nicole?
Nothing, sir.
If there's none, please go to your Edmodo page. Let's go to Edmodo. On our Edmodo page, I'll be posting questions, and then remember what you did last time? You answer the question and then you placed your answer on the comment box. So you will just do the same thing now. I have already posted the first question, so feel free to type in your answers. And then I'm now going to post the second question, and then on the same on the comment box of that question, you type in your answers. So the second question has been posted already.